When I entered into high school, into 11th grade, I met a young man and we dated a year, and then in our senior year we became sexually active because we had planned to get married anyway, and I became pregnant. I didn't realize I was pregnant until my mom came in and asked me if I could possibly be pregnant because I was vomiting quite a bit. And I told her no. From there, my mom took me to get a pregnancy test and then to the pastor. While I was at the pastor with my mother and explaining the situation, he immediately said that I needed to have an abortion. He did not want visible sin in the church, and he didn't want my parents' good name ruined. They were deacons and elders in the church. And I remember being rather shocked over that. Later, a short time later, we made an appointment for me to be seen and find out more about the abortion situation. And I remember sitting in a room with a number of other women, I think there were 10 of us all together, and a man who was a psychologist. And I was not given any informed consent. I was just asked, could I live with myself after this procedure? And I had no clue. And I just knew that there were 6 people who wanted me to have the abortion. My boyfriend, his parents, my parents, and the pastor. So I went along with it. And I had the abortion a little bit later after that. The doctor then put me on the birth control pill. Nobody once sat down with me and talked to me about God's plan for marriage, for sex in marriage, for the life of the baby. Nobody talked to me at all.
One of the things that really stood out to me about Life Choices was how welcoming the staff was and how non-judgmental and it didn't put any pressure on me at all to make a choice one way or the other. Of course, they encourage that you fully think about it and that there are consequences for whatever decision you make, but they cared. It wasn't just, yes, you're pregnant, no, you're not, bye. It was very loving, supportive. If you don't want them, we'll help you find other ways. They just gave me all these options, and I didn't feel any pressure at all. My name is Aubrey. I came to Life Choices in April of last year. I found out I was pregnant. The staff was amazing from the beginning, helping me through my fears and taking me back to get tested. The test came back positive. Then they offered to give me an ultrasound. And upon doing the ultrasound, I found I was having twins. So after years of thinking I was sterile, all of a sudden I have twin boys. And I came back a second time about a month later just to confirm the boys were good. The staff were great, once again, supportive of my decision, telling me I had a choice, but God was with me and would help me through everything, the struggles I would have being a single mom with 2 boys. And it really comforted me. And they said a prayer for me each time I came, and made me feel that much better about my choice to keep my boys. Changed my life completely in every way possible. Life's harder, but life is amazing, and I wouldn't trade them for anything. And I thank Life Choices for giving me the strength to carry on through the pregnancy and from the beginning. And I didn't feel alone like I would have had I not had them. And checking up on me, calling me, and now that the boys are born, they help me with diaper assistance, helping me figure out benefits and all the intricacies of the government programs that we need for twin boys as single moms. A lot of things, a lot of expenses that you don't think of, but they help me get through all that, and even just call and vent at them sometimes. It's been really helpful. And I thank everyone here for everything they've done for me and my boys, and we love you all.
In 1995, I started going back to school to get a bachelor's in nursing. My RN was a diploma, and I had to take a class in ethics in nursing. And out of 16 students in that class, nursing students in that class, I was assigned abortion. And I didn't think this was very funny of God to do. But little did I know that he was using that as a means to heal me, and he had plans for me after that healing. I kept feeling this sense that God wanted me to go and talk to my pastor, Steve Branson. And I kept telling God, no, it didn't go so well the last time I talked to a pastor about that, and so I really didn't want to do that again. But the sense didn't leave me. It kept becoming stronger. And so finally I made an appointment and went to my pastor and confessed what my story was. And he said he had never even really talked to anybody who'd ever had an abortion before, and he wanted to know more about it. And he said he always wanted to address it from the pulpit, but he didn't want to hurt anybody in the congregation. And I told him, we're sitting there hurting, Pastor Steve, and nobody's helping us. And so a while later, I was on the missions committee, and Pastor Steve came in and said, the San Antonio Baptist Association would like to start a crisis pregnancy center in this area. Would anyone be interested in joining that board? And he kind of looked straight at me. And of course, I said yes. In October 1998, we opened our doors as the Agape Pregnancy Help Center, and we had a dream that we would be more than just a pregnancy center, that we would become a medical clinic and offer ultrasounds. That didn't come about right away, but in, I believe, 2011, we were given our first ultrasound from the Knights of Columbus and started the ultrasound program. And then a couple years later started the STI counseling and treatment. And just this March, we're able to start the Well Woman program. So God has grown us tremendously from the very beginning. And now he allowed me to actually, in the last 3.5 years, become the clinical director here, which was always a dream. So I live to serve him here at this pregnancy center, where we offer informed consent to all our women coming in for pregnancy testing and counseling. And we offer care and treatment for all our clients. And we always ask if we can share the gospel of Jesus Christ with each one of our clients. And the majority of them allow us to do so. And so we can be a blessing to our clients, both in word and in deed, because we want to show everyone that comes here the love of